We're lacking the guest at the moment, but she's on her way apparently.
We think we have a guest. It's International Women's Day, and May King, our guest, was speaking at an International Women's Day event about, I don't know if she was talking about FOMO or women in leadership, but I'm sure whatever it was
probably
phenomenal.
know. I've just got a WhatsApp message said 2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes. She'll be here in 2 minutes. Yeah.
So we were having an interesting conversation. You were talking about a women's issue in the pre-chat. So as it's International Women's Day, maybe you could talk about that while we
should I say my new philosophy? So
yeah.
As women, we tend to be judged on how we looked, and my entire life I have experience with being judged by how I look, whether I wear makeup or what I'm wearing or what color my hair is. And women are judged when we walk into a boardroom or a place of business or an educational institution in different ways than men are.
Yeah.
And so I was saying, you know what? I've decided I don't feel like wearing makeup anymore. I just don't. I'm almost 50 years old. I'm tired of it. And I don't want to. And I was actually telling my husband earlier, and then I decided to share with Tim that I don't want to receive comments about how I looked. I prefer to receive comments on the content of my character. So, for example, then we practice about how to respond.
Yeah.
But when we do this and we respond like this and we expect this, it helps all women, because no matter who we are, I mean, I have friends who have never worn makeup, and women shouldn't be judged differently because whether we decide to wear makeup or we decide to wear a certain kind of clothes, or I don't even want to be judged for the content of my character, but I'd rather receive comments about, you know what, Christelle, you're doing good things in the community and I appreciate that, or comments like that. And if we can get in a practice.
Well, I think it's vanity, the whole vanity of society as a whole, isn't it? As much as anything.
I think so. And where I do live in Southern California, and we are very, very into how we look. That's a very Southern California thing. It's Instagram land. We have to look a certain way. But as soon as the camera is off.
I think Instagram and a lot of visual, especially Instagram, actually. Instagram and TikTok have definitely made the whole vanity thing a lot worse.
Insta famous. We're Insta famous around here. There's lots of desire to be an influencer, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But my point is it's created us into something that our character might not be. So I've decided today to start a revolution.
Well, when May King turns up, we can talk
to her about this. I'm excited to hear about what she talked about today. And May King is just joy when she enters a room. So
yeah, I think she managed. I think she was speaking at some event in Doncaster. Has come back here. I think she might have been doing something in the morning as well. I mean, she tends to go through these massive periods of massive activity, and then interspersed with other periods.
Non-stop speaking engagements.
Raju.
Yay. Hey, Raju.
I used to work with him many years ago, and he's apparently now started YouTubing in Tamil, of all things. So
from where? A YouTube?
Tamil, the language. It's a language.
Oh.
I think it's from like Sri Lanka way.
What is his YouTube about?
Travel and immigration and other things. I was just talking to him on LinkedIn before the show.
Oh my goodness. He should come on and talk about, we always wanted to interview travel vloggers.
Yeah. Well, I think he's based in London. Well, I don't know. He was like 15 years ago when I worked with him. like all of these things.
Tim, tell me, what are you up to lately? Enough about me. What are you up to?
I was just going to go through the other thing we were talking about, which is the next 2 weeks, the show is going to be at a different time. Mainly because you're not going to be on the show because you're getting married again, or sort of getting married.
I believe in getting married over and over and over to the same person. So I thought I'd come to the UK.
To marry your British person who you married in the James, who you married in San Diego.
Yes.
Sunny Darlington next weekend. So.
Is it snowing? Is it snowing where you are, Tim? I'm seeing pictures of.
No, well, there was a light dusting of snow this morning, thankfully, because I don't like snow at all. So I was trying to look to see if my making tracking device is
If
working.
you're making.
Yes,
So
it is.
I want to say I was at a really cool educational conference yesterday, and I'm gonna brag because one, it was super cool. I got to chat with some educators in early elementary school through high school, superintendents, that kind of thing, really doing amazing things in education. And the biggest thing and greatest thing of all, I won a gift card to Amazon. So,
That sounds like a gift card. Is this like the Willy Wonka? Like you can
they
spend
did a drawing.
on
They did a drawing during lunch, and I happened to win a gift card. And I was looking at my little card. You know, you get a little ticket. I was like, I think I won. Did I win? Oh, I think so. I ended up winning a gift card to Amazon. It's always fun to win something.
Yeah.
Made
well,
my.
I mean, imagine if you did win an infinite amount of money on Amazon. You could spend like just unlimited spending. That would be an interesting situation to be in. It's like you can just buy as much stuff on Amazon if you ever wanted. You could basically just survive on that, couldn't you? I mean, you can buy everything on Amazon.
I noticed, well, one, we know you can buy groceries, food, but I noticed too, as I was going through it recently, they have a pharmacy there too. So it looks like you can purchase, I didn't click on the link, but I did see the pharmacy link.
Yeah.
So you must be able to buy medication through Amazon.
Yeah, you could live your entire life off an infinite Amazon gift card.
That's funny. That's very
anyway, on our slightly stalling at the beginning of the show thing, next week and the week after are both going to be at 10 o'clock UK time, which is massively inconvenient for people in the US. But I don't know how many people in the US watch this live anymore. Mainly Beth occasionally. So apologies, Beth. But the next two shows are going to be 10 in the morning UK time. And we have Jo Soley, who is a business numerologist. She helps businesses by working out their numbers, actually like numerology, not as in finance. So
you mean like mystical numerology? Like, is this like a tarot card numerology kind of thing, or is this like a mathematical? What does this mean?
Yeah, she adds up like people's. I saw a speaker at one of Janet Murray's events, and she adds up things about your birthday and all sorts of other things to say what sort of business person you are. It's quite. I mean, I thought it was interesting. So
interesting. Okay. And then who's after her? Who's the following week?
Following week we have Norma Jean Belensky, who is based in Bali. She's the events manager of Podbean. Oh, talking about that. Oh, we've got May King.
She made it. Hi, May King.
Hi, happy International Women's Day. How are we all?
You made it. And I hear that you've been, May King, I used to have a cat exactly like that. His name was George. Exactly.
Oh,
I called him a little cow cat.
Has May King stolen your cat? Like
years ago. His name
this is Twinkle, my one-eyed cat, and she's pleased to see me. I've literally just got in. The traffic was a little bit a little bit busy, so I am ever so sorry that I'm a little bit late, but I'm here, and I'm just wondering, honest opinion, do you think I can pull off this headdress? Because I really love it.
I think you should wear it.
Sure.
I think you should.
Where did you acquire it from? Was this somewhere like you went to a drive-through hat place on the way and that shit while you're late?
Well, the reason I'm late is because I've just come from Doncaster, which is about a 45-50-minute drive away. I was speaking there. I was the opening keynote to celebrate International Women's Day, and a fabulous lady, T, she repurposes saris. She has African prints, which she creates into headdresses like this, bags, kimonos, all sorts. She's incredible, and I just had to have one. So she styled it for me. She's called T, and she's on Instagram. And I've done a few Instagram stories. So if you follow FOMO creator, you'll see the fabulous T, and she styled this beautiful butterfly effect on my head, which I love. But I'm not sure if I've got the confidence to pull it off. I'm like, does it? Do I look?
It's International Women's Day. You need to just go with it.
Stand
out.
That's exactly
Oh
right.
yeah,
That's
well,
exactly right. Yeah.
I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't go and talk to the International Funeral Directors Conference in it wearing it. But if you're just going to any kind of event, yeah, it works. It's quite a sort of it's a time and a place thing, really, isn't it?
Absolutely.
We want to jump into your newest
comments.
Blazing a trail in headgear, as always, making you look fabulous.
Oh, hi, Keith. Thank you so much for joining us. It's lovely
I'm in the US, Tim. Shout out. I missed what he said, but
shout out to Indianapolis.
So, Mickey, we have some questions for you, but before we dive into what you're doing nowadays, tell us about your speaking engagement, because it goes along with International Women's Day. What were you talking about and who were you talking to?
It does. So I am one of the directors for a fabulous social enterprise called My Network for Women, based in the Doncaster and South Yorkshire region. And they partnered up with Hatch Enterprise, which is another organisation that you definitely need to go and check out, hatchenterprise.org. They are a non-profit that is looking to help anybody who's got an idea for a business, anybody who is starting a business, wanting to grow and scale their business, and they help everybody. So they partnered up. They wanted to run an event, and that's what they did. So I talked about how to create FOMO to sell your products and services on social media in 4 steps. That's what I talked about, and it was a 30-minute presentation that was done in 20 minutes. So I spoke very quickly.
So there may be some people watching, probably not, but there may be some people watching even the replay who have no idea what FOMO is and how do you create FOMO. So,
well,
just tell us what is FOMO?
Yeah. So thanks for the question, Tim. FOMO, for those of you who are not down with the kids, means the fear of missing out. And in business, it's a good thing. When you're raising money for charity, it's a good thing. If you've got a cause that you really want to spread the word about, it's a good thing. We want to get our lurkers on social media because, let's face it, Christelle and Tim, we've all got lurkers on social media, right? We want to get our lurkers so buzzed and excited about what we do that they just cannot wait to work with you. But we need to do a little bit of homework first. We need to establish our brand. We need to build relationships with people. We need to showcase that we are a leader in our field. We need to showcase our testimonials. As Muhammad Ali once said, it isn't bragging if you can back it up. And when you get your lurkers so buzzed and excited, they will get into your DMs and say, how do I work with you? And that's what I was talking about today. So whilst we sometimes get FOMO when we're looking at our friends and relatives on Facebook, on Instagram, and we're thinking, oh, they're going on another holiday. Oh, they've bought another dress. Oh, look at them. They've just, I don't know, whatever they're celebrating. And we feel a little bit sad. I understand that. So on a personal front, we might get FOMO. We might even get JOMO, the joy of missing out. Oh, well, I didn't want to go on another holiday anyway. I'm quite happy at home, thanks. That's okay in a personal front. But in a business setting, or if you're raising awareness about a cause or a charity, you do not want the joy of your lurkers missing out on you and the impact that you can make on them. So for business, for charity, FOMO is a good thing. And that was basically what I was talking about today in 20 minutes.
That's amazing. So we want to talk about what you're doing now. You've been doing the FOMO thing for quite some time, but you have something new, a new project that you're doing. And I've seen it all over LinkedIn and I think Instagram. So tell us about this new project you're working on.
Which one? Because I've got a lot going on.
I think you're talking about the LinkedIn Live show.
The
More
LinkedIn
like,
live show. Yes.
Yes, that one.
oh, yes.
So, in typical fashion, as a business owner, we get imposter syndrome. We feel those imposter moments. We compare ourselves to other people, and we just want to get it perfect, don't we? So I've been thinking about running the FOMO Creator Show for like 2 years. And unfortunately, I, succumbed to that fear, looked at other people, my friends, my peers, my colleagues, thinking, oh my God, their show is so amazing. And I was like, oh, well, if I could just do this and this and this, and I was just perfecting it. You know what?
Mm.
Don't go, don't succumb to the perfectionism, just do it. And that's exactly what I did. So 4 weeks ago, I've had 2 pilot shows. Then I succumbed to the fear and the imposter moments and comparisonitis and all the rest of it. But 5 weeks ago, to help a friend out, John Esperian, LinkedIn expert, he wanted to showcase his membership. I said, right, I'm going to run my FOMO Creator Show and FOMO the heck out of your membership, Espresso Plus. So that's exactly what I did. So I just ran with it. It was a half-baked idea. I kind of had an idea of how I wanted it to look, and I've just kind of perfected it along the way, week on week, and just improved on it. So so that's my new project, the FOMO Creator Show. It's to talk to experts who are amazing at what they do, talk about how their clients create FOMO and how they themselves create FOMO. And hopefully, for all my lurkers of my show, it will inspire them, give them ideas, fill them with curiosity to ask more questions. And hopefully, when the time is right for them, they'll appear in my DMs and say, can you help me on this? So that's the FOMO Creator Show. And in fact, I don't have my book with me. Tim, you're actually going to appear on the show, aren't you?
Yes. Yes. Don't ask me exactly when. I think it's in a couple of weeks' time.
It is. I think it's the 23rd or something like that, I
Yeah.
think. So, yeah. So, you have an incredible show. Oh no, not another live show, but you also have bookchat.live as well. So you're well
Yeah.
accustomed to generating that buzz and excitement and FOMO from your live shows. So, we're going to be talking about that and how other people can get started in running their live show and creating that buzz and excitement for their lurkers as well. So, pretty excited about that.
So is this exclusive to LinkedIn?
No, we are also going on YouTube so that people can catch the replays, and also on Twitter as well, which is always my first love, even though Elon Musk is ruining it right now.
Yeah. So, what sort of guests should people expect on your show then? Like, who are you looking for as your guests on the show, and like, what are people going to learn from watching your exciting extravaganza? It's the same time as this show on Thursdays, isn't it? It's like 4:00 UK
That's
time.
right. That's exactly right. So thanks for another great question, Tim. I want to have all of my friends on the show. And the reason why I want to have all my friends on the show is because I know their business. I
Yeah.
know that they do marketing really well. They create buzz and excitement really well. So I know that people will be able to learn from them. There have been people who've already jumped in my DMs and said, can I come to your show?
Mm.
And I've had people on a previous podcast that I did a gazillion years ago, and they didn't quite do it in the format that I wanted them to. They basically spam the hell out of out of the show, and I don't want that. I really want education to be the first and foremost, at the front of what they say, because ultimately FOMO is a relatively new thing, and so I really want to help people to learn how they can do it for themselves, or hire someone dedicated to do it. So the qualifications are they are my friends, or they are people that I have admired for many years and lurked and stalked on. If they have come recommended, then I will stalk their stuff first. Check out that they're the real deal before I bring them on. But it could be anybody. I mean, I'm not looking for the superstars,
Yeah.
in the marketing world. I'm looking for people who've just started out a business. I'm looking for, I do have friends and young people who've just started a business. They have, set up an Instagram account and they have 20, 30 followers. They are influencers in their own right. They've got lurkers in their own right, just as much as those celebrities and superstars as well. So it's the length and breadth. Now, because I've also created FOMO for product businesses and for service-based businesses, for authors, for conferences, festivals, networking events, digital challenges. I've done the whole shebang. It means that my watchers, my viewers, will get something from each show because, yeah, for charities as well. I also had one of my pilot shows was with Natalie Pithers, who did an incredible live show and raised so much money for the Red Cross. So yeah, you'll get to learn a lot from different people from different walks of life.
That's amazing. I want to watch. I have a request making.
Yeah!
I work for a nonprofit and charity, and I want to watch how other nonprofits and charity do all of this, all the FOMO, all the raising of money, events, all of the things that make nonprofits a little bit different as they give back to the community. So that's my request that you. I want to watch this.
Well, I already have one. As I say, it was on my one of my pilot shows with Natalie Pithers. I'll definitely share a link with you because
Okay.
I'm really, really proud of what Natalie did. She put her big girl pants on, was scared about going live, but she did it. And she went live just to update everybody because she'd built relationships with people. When she said that she was going to do this thing, the Ukraine thing had just happened, and so she wanted to do something to help people who were, who were leaving Ukraine, and so she has so many volunteers, which was incredible. But that's because she built so many relationships with people all around the world, and so she decided to put her big girl pants on, go live every day on Facebook in a Facebook group to keep people updated on what was happening. And it was a 24-hour marathon, effectively, of different speakers who talked about different areas of history. Some of them were authors, some of them were historians. It was absolutely incredible. But with all these volunteers, I live tweeted for a little bit. We had someone did graphic design, so posting up her social media posts and so on, and updating people when they were raising money and what targets were reached and so on. And I think in 24 hours, in the space of 2 weeks, I think it was. So there was 2 weeks in the lead up to running the event. I want to say 48 to 50,000 pounds was raised for the Red Cross. It was incredible. The generosity was absolutely incredible. Natalie slept for a week to the events, of course. But she said to people that if you want to do something similar, do reach out to her and get some help, because she said that if she can do it, then anybody can do it. So it is about, like you say, with a non-profit, you are appealing to people for their help, for their charity, to promote a cause. And as long as you get someone who's really, really organised to ensure that everyone is satisfied, it will make for a really, really incredible event. So I'll definitely share a link with you, Christelle, because that was an incredible show. And yeah, there's I've actually done a few interviews with charities and non-profits as well, and that's one way in which you can definitely create the buzz and excitement. So there's one particular lady who she was raising money for to combat period poverty. you
Mm.
know, so for young girls and ladies who, you know, cannot afford, you know, sanitary products. And I actually visited Scotland. Tim and I, we hung out in Scotland in February, 9th of February. And Scotland is one of the first countries that declared all sanitary products are free, which was just incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, which is amazing. So anyway, this particular lady, Dr. Ahmed, Dr. Ruhi Ahmed, I want to say, she has a social enterprise, a non-profit, and sells products. And for every sanitary product she sells, she donates one as well, which is absolutely wonderful. So by doing interviews with her and splitting it up and rolling it out to Twitter and LinkedIn and Facebooks and all the rest of it, you know, we were able to help raise a little bit of money there as well for her big day. So lots of different ideas, but yeah, I will definitely get someone else on board as well. Maybe yourself, Christelle. Maybe yourself. Get you on.
You know,
And
I could bring my team. I could bring someone from my team too who's been doing this forever. So that'd be fun.
yeah,
That would be really fun.
yeah. Let's do that. Let's set a date and let's talk about that. It'll be quite good to have a live Q&A and bring all
Yeah.
your questions, and then that will help other nonprofits and organizations as well. So yeah,
Absolutely.
it's a date. I like that.
Let's get a date.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Tim, it's your turn.
Well, I don't know if I've ever asked you, have you heard of the llama question that I ask on the show? Well, it's not a llama question, it's actually a llama farm. I've been putting around for many years this slightly fake rumor that Christelle wants to start a llama farm, hypothetically. So, and it also gives me a chance to use this gift that I've created. But if, let's say, Christelle was going to start a llama farm somewhere in San Diego, or America somewhere, or even Darlington, let's say, even Darlington. Her and James decide they're going to get married and start a llama farm. Now, as a practical example, how would you do the FOMO? I mean, it's easy to say create fear of missing out, but like, what practically would you do if Christelle suddenly gave you a load of money to promote her llama farm, both the opening of it and running in general? What sort of things would you do to create FOMO?
So the two main things that I would advise to Christelle and anyone who's watching is just to remember two things. BTS, no, not the K-pop sensation, but behind the scenes. Okay, so don't wait until your llama farm has got set up. Okay, because you know, you've got loads of things that you can talk about in the lead up to it. That's pre-FOMO. So, you know, getting the certification or even finding the land, finding the llamas, you know, tripping to find the llamas and, you know, and building that rapport and connection with them. You know, there's so much that you can actually show in the lead up to it. And this is selling without selling, really, by showing the behind the scenes stuff. It really helps people to get excited and they want to go on that journey with you. They want to, you know, they want the final result, the Hollywood ending with the llama farm, you know, and the llamas getting from the truck into the pen, you know. So don't wait until it's, you know, until it's all done and dusted, because the lead up to it, the journey, you know, of getting to that is incredible. So that's a pre-FOMO. The live FOMO is actually on the day itself. So you're going to have a big launch, right, Christelle?
Yeah.
You're going to have a big launch. You're going to have lots of people coming along. Maybe a celebrity to, you know, like a red ribbon to cut the pen, the ribbon, you know, that kind of thing. You know, lots of musicians, you know, just having a party, that kind of stuff. It'll be amazing. So that's a live FOMO. So again, we need someone dedicated to create that FOMO live on the socials, whether it's on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok. It doesn't really matter the platform. The point is that you need to hire someone dedicated to create this buzz. Okay, preferably someone who's got really high energy, because you want that the excitement to, you know, to actually appear on the social media posts as well. And then you've got post FOMO. So post FOMO is after the big launch. Oh, in case you missed it, our llama farm is open. So that's all to do with the behind the scenes stuff. And then the second one is create content for the lurkers, as I've said. So with what a lot of people do on social media, which is great, is they'll take a photograph or they'll take a 5-second video to showcase what it is they do. That's brilliant. That's social media 1.0. We need to do that as a minimum, but let's show a little bit more. That's a FOMO bit. That's social media 2.0. There are lots of ways of telling the same story, but in various different ways. Now, Tim does an incredible job of this. So, on Twitter, I saw various tweets to showcase who he's got for Oh No, Not a Live show for today. And you can catch it on Facebook, you can catch it on LinkedIn, you can catch it on Twitter live. And he created these posts to remind people, because in reality, our lurkers are not watching our stuff 24/7,
No.
are they? They're not looking at your tweets, waiting for the next tweet to come. So it's okay for you to share the same piece of news, in various different ways, lots and lots of times. You won't, people won't get bored of you telling that story. And also, if they are your lurkers and they're your fans, they don't mind seeing the messages a couple of times as well. So BTS, behind the scenes, create content for the lurkers. Hope that helps.
I love that you mentioned there it is. I love that you mentioned BTS. I used to use the hashtag BTS, not realizing it was a group, and I would get lots of followers because of it. And I was like, oh, look, this is a great hashtag.
Yeah.
Not realizing it was because it was
I think you need to get BTS to play your llama farm. So that was
Oh, that is amazing.
So
and
funny.
I
Okay,
love the llama as well.
I have a question. Who is that group behind you?
So that's from a mockumentary called This Is Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
And it is the best mockumentary ever. There's lots of rock and roll stars like David Bowie, one of his favorite films. Lots of other bands as well can see themselves in the mockumentary. And Steve, my partner, had never seen it. And I was like, what? You've never seen This Is Spinal Tap? It is amazing. So we watched it. It appeared on BBC iPlayer for a short while, and we watched it. I was laughing my absolute socks off, and Steve absolutely loved it as well. And I tell him never to buy me gifts. Don't buy gifts, let's just leave the money for, something a bit more, for something a bit more special. But he really wanted to, have a poster for me. So he went into the shop and he pointed to that poster and he said, can I have that Spinal Tap poster? And the chap said, oh, it wasn't Spinal Tap. Who was it? Oh, this would have been hilarious if I could remember the actual rock and roll band that it was. Who was it who did who used to, not ZZ Top. There was two of them, a British band, Tim, and they used to rock with their guitars together. Oh, damn it.
Oh.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Gabriella's watching. Does she know? Gabriella, do you know who she's talking about?
Well, we'll just put that up so a comment or hide it you're making sometimes a picture.
Oh gosh, can't remember the Parfit. Is it somebody Parfit?
What, Status Quo?
She said Showa Dawadi?
Shawadi Wadi.
Shawadi Wadi.
Shawadi
I think it's Status Quo that
it was Status Quo, that's right, yes. So Steve pointed to the poster and said, can I have that Spinal Tap poster? And the chap said, you mean Status Quo? Okay. Do you have a Spinal Tap poster? And luckily they did. So he had it framed, and there we are. So it's just a reminder to not take yourself too seriously, but also one of the famous scenes in the mockumentary is turn the volume up to 11.
11, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I remember from that film.
Yeah. So, so when it comes to, your business, you want to tell the world about it, turn it up to 11. It's just a reminder for myself to turn myself up to 11, but also not to take myself too seriously.
Yeah, well, that's the whole joke of it is they've got this high five and it's got an 11 on it. So it's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the guys are like, well, surely that's just the same as 10 on another one. They're like, no, it's 11. It's got 11 on it. It's 11, so it must be better. So, yeah.
It's a brilliant, brilliant documentary. It really, really is. So,
okay, so I need to watch this because I now have FOMO over this.
Yeah.
I need to.
Hopefully you've
amazing.
got a Spinal Tap affiliate link you can give Christelle. And then...
Oh, yeah.
Now, talking about film obsessions, you can see the googly eyes there. Now, that's in reference to Everything Everywhere All at Once. And that is an incredible film. And I do recommend everybody watches it. Now, Ke Huy Quan, I actually did a quick video on this yesterday, but I haven't published it yet. He was a child actor. And he was in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
And he was also in the Goonies as well. And as a Chinese American actor born in Vietnam, he'd had 2 blockbusters, worked with Spielberg, and then tried to continue his acting, couldn't get any roles. And anyway, gazillion years later, he had to, move away from the industry. And then he watched Crazy Rich Asians and he got FOMO. And it ignited a spark in him. And he thought, I want to act. I can see all my, my colleagues, my compatriots, they're Asians, they have a voice. It's a Hollywood blockbuster. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And so he called his agent, and his agent is actually one of the young actors from the Goonies as well. And he said, can you please, put the word out there that I'm looking for work. And as luck would have it, the 2 directors, Daniels, from this tiny little indie film, were looking for a male actor, and they saw some GIF that was or something that was trending, like where is Ke Huy Quan? Where is he now? Because people hadn't heard from him, So they sought him out, and it's like the stars had aligned. And 2 weeks later, he got a call up to come for an audition, and he worked really, really hard. He saw the script, loved the script. And he just really wanted that gig. So he worked really, really hard for his audition and got it. And now he's Oscar nominated. I mean, can you imagine? He has not been in acting for like 25 years. But it was always his first love. And now he's been Oscar nominated. I mean, that is incredible. So anyway, the googly eyes is part of the film, and it is an incredible film. Lots of lessons for us to learn with regards to family and also with regards to business as well. I got a lot of learning from that film, and basically, do what you enjoy. Basically, that's basically what it is saying, really. And there's a lot more other lessons in there as well. So that you can watch from all the subscriber channels, and I'm a bit obsessed with it. I've watched it 3 times now, and I'm just watching every interview by Michelle Yeoh, Jamie Lee Curtis, Ke Huy Quan, Stephanie Hsu, James Hong, who are all part of the acting family, and I'm just watching every YouTube video and crying because it's so pivotal. The Chinese Asians, American Asians, British Asians, we haven't had a voice ever, and finally people are starting to take notice, which is incredible. So it's quite uplifting, really. It's quite inspirational.
We need to watch that. I keep hearing about it, and I was wondering what it was about. So I need to add that to my list.
Sort of alternate reality thing. I watched it on a plane. It's very good.
Yeah,
it's weird in places, but it's very good.
Yes,
it's kind of like anything happens about the person jumping between different realities.
I'm going to add it to my list. So when I fly from here to the UK, I do a movie marathon. So I'm going to add that to my my
Oh
list.
no, it's actually quite good when if you're flying. If you haven't watched any films lately, I used to always catch up with a lot of films on planes.
Yeah, all the films that'll be on my list. So thank you, May King.
Amazing. You are so welcome. When are you coming back to the UK, lovely lady?
I'm coming very soon, and then I will be back for longer.
Yeah.
I'm coming back for longer. So I'm coming very soon. I'm staying for a short time for a second honeymoon. And then I'm coming back this summer, hopefully for longer. So I'll work from the UK, but I'll be like a real married person with my husband in the UK for a bit longer. So as we're we'll be applying for his visa and going through that whole process, learning how it's done. I have no idea. I just learn as I go. So, but I'll be there in the summer, which is when I hope I can see some of my friends like you, May King, and some of the others that live there. Perhaps a meetup in London or something. So
absolutely love that. Yeah. And how's life treating you?
How is married life treating me?
Yeah.
I love it. However, we're a very different kind of married couple.
Yeah. You've got to get this whole location thing. You two need to get into either Darlington or San Diego, one of them. And just
if we get in a fight, we can just shut the computer off. I mean, there's we don't. We've actually had comments. We've joked about how when we're actually living in the same place, like, are we going to have our serious conversations on the computer? You go to one room, I go to the other, and we because this is what we know.
Yeah.
So anyways, he's adorable. I love being married to him. He's compassionate and kind. But we haven't done the live in person thing yet. So except for little tiny, we haven't gotten used to each other in the same space.
Anyway, I have to ask the how do people get hold of you question. If there's anybody who doesn't know, anybody who's watched this show or the replay and decides, oh, I need somebody to help me with FOMO for my funeral business or something like that. How can people get in touch with you? How can people find out about you, and how people can hire you?
So I'm not very good at pointy things. There we go. Making Tsang on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Still not doing it right. There we go. Making Tsang on LinkedIn. At FOMO Creator on YouTube. And Making Tsang on Facebook as well. My website is FOMOcreator.social because I generate all the FOMO on social. Do get in touch with me because I would love to either teach you so that you can do it yourself. I've done lots of FOMO hour surprises. So I call it the FOMO hour surprise because you don't get an hour with me, you get 90 minutes. That's a surprise. And we go through what you're currently doing on social media, pick out what's amazing and what we can expand on, how we can take it to the next level, which is the FOMO level. So you can definitely contact me and I'll help you so that you or your team can learn how to create more FOMO for yourself. So FOMOcreator.social.
Yay, May King, thank you for being here. We always enjoy having you, your energy, your fun. I'm hoping to see you in person this summer. That would be really fun. That'd be So thank you. Everyone scan the little code thing under the Scan Me, and you can find all of May King's info. You'll be taken to Tim's very special website.
To my website, which has a showing of this, and then a load of links to May King's thing. And hopefully I've got the right links. I might just put Twitter, which goes well. Go to Twitter and then go to find us.
Yeah, there you go. Before we go, can we see the Larry the llama again?
Oh yeah,
llama. That's amazing.
I was complaining to. Well, the thing is that if you look at, I'm such a perfectionist with these things. At the top, I can't get it as high res as a normal looking one. But it's quite funny to have the little llama coming up and down.
Yeah, he's so cute. Oh, look at you, Larry the llama. Oh,
so funny. And with that, with no further ado,
thanks to everybody. The large number of people that have been watching the show. It's like clearly the headgear works in getting people in. So, and
So
also, it's probably
Oh, she
worth
was so happy.
reminding people that on your LinkedIn, you obviously have your show on Thursdays, don't you? At 4 o'clock.
That's exactly right. So 4 o'clock on Thursdays or 11 o'clock Eastern. Tomorrow we have got the fabulous Marissa Callie, who's a
Yeah.
dear friend of ours. She's a live stream producer, just like Tim, and we're going to be talking about how she and her clients create FOMO for their live streams. So I'm really excited about that.
She used to be a San Diegan like me, and she moved across the nation. That's exciting. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, we know where to reach you. We know where to find you, May King. Thank you for being here. To our thousands of viewers that watch every week. We'll see you next week. Actually, Tim will, not me.
It's an earlier time next week, so 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you're in the US, unfortunately, you've got to stay up late, very late to watch it. But anyway, see everybody next week. Bye.
This is what God requires.